All right, leaders, welcome. I think we've all asked that question at some point. How can we really get organized with temple and family history work in our ward? Well, you are in exactly the right spot. We're about to walk through a really simple, clear guide to help you do just that. So let's dive in.
And we're going to kick things off with your own powerful motto. I love this. It's not just some nice, hopeful phrase, right? It's a real declaration of what you're capable of your faith. And man, does it apply directly to this work, the work of salvation and exaltation. This is the standard we're shooting for.
So that's the big vision. That's the inspiration. But that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How do we go from that amazing goal to the day-to-day? How do we actually structure our efforts in our wards to make this whole vision a reality for every single one of our members? Okay, first things first. To answer that, we've got to start at the foundation, the why and the who. Let's get really clear on who directs this work and the authority that guides everything we do, from the stake level all the way down to your ward.
And here's something that's just absolutely essential to remember. This whole effort is directed through priesthood keys. This isn't just another program we decide to run. It's a divinely directed work. It flows from those who are authorized to lead it.
Okay, so this is where that big principle gets really personal for us, right here. In the Morehead City Stake, President David Heath is the one who holds those keys. He and his counselors, President Reese and President Howard, they're the ones directing this work. And they delegate, they pass responsibilities to a high counselor, someone like Brother B.L. Markham, to make sure you have all the training and support you could possibly need.
All right, so let's bring it all down to the ward level. This is where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? It's where the plan meets the people, and where your role as a leader is, it's absolutely crucial.
It's actually a pretty simple parallel. Think about it. Just like the stake president presides over the whole stake, the bishop, he's the presiding high priest in the ward. He holds the keys for this work right there, within his ward boundaries. So that's Bishop Lewis in the Morehead City Ward, or Bishop Hill over in Harker's Island. And here's what's so important to see. The partnership that's at the very heart of this effort. The handbook is crystal clear. The primary responsibility for organizing and leading all of this rests with the Elders Quorum and the Relief Society presidencies. That's a huge deal. It means leaders like Brother Guthrie and Sister Gillikin in Harker's Island are really on the front lines, guiding their members every step of the way.
Now, to help with this incredible responsibility, a specialist is called the Ward Temple and Family History Leader. Someone like Brother Compton in Morehead City. He serves right under the bishopric's direction to lead the coordinating efforts. And hey, if a ward doesn't have this leader called right now, that's okay. The role is often filled by a counselor in the Elders Quorum's presidency.
Okay, so we've got the leadership structure all mapped out. Now what? Simple. We create a plan. And I cannot stress this enough. The key word here is simple. And this all happens in the ward council.
So what does a good plan look like? Well, an effective plan has, let's say, 5 key ingredients. First, it has to be created by the entire ward council. That's how you get real ownership. Of course, it's got to be approved by the bishop. And maybe most importantly, it needs to be tailored to your members' actual needs, have specific, concrete actions you can take, and it's got to line up with our overall stake goals.
The process itself? It's just 3 simple steps. That's it. Step 1. The Ward Council creates the plan, with the Elders Quorum and Relief Society really taking the lead. Step 2, the bishop reviews and approves it. And then step 3, the bishop sets really clear expectations for how it's all going to be implemented and how you'll report on progress. See? 1, 2, 3. All right. A great plan is fantastic, but it's only as good as its execution, right? So how do we take that simple plan off the paper and turn it into real, tangible blessings for our members?
Well, this right here, this is the engine that drives everything forward. The Ward, Temple, and Family History Coordinating Meeting. It's not just another meeting on the calendar. This is where strategy becomes action. It's where you talk about real needs and where assignments actually get made.
So let's break this meeting down. Who's there? Well, the Ward Temple and Family History Leader is presiding, and they're joined by the counselors from Elders Quorum and Relief Society who oversee this work, plus youth leaders and all the ward consultants. How often? You should really aim for at least once a month. And what do you talk about? It's super focused, implementing the plan, talking about what members need, maybe a little training, and following up on assignments. And of course, we have to talk about the consultants. These are your boots on the ground, so to speak. They're called to serve under the ward leader, to support the Elders Quorum and Release Society, and this is the most important part, to actually meet one-on-one with members and families. Their job is to help people have a truly personal, meaningful experience with this work.
Okay, we've talked about a lot of structure, haven't we? Keys, plans, meetings. Let's just pause for a second, take a breath, and remember why. Why do we do all of this? Because all that organization, it's just the vehicle. It's a means to an end, not the end itself.
And what is that end goal? It's about connecting people on two sides of the veil. I mean, think about that. It's such a powerful concept. Every single name we find, every ordinance we perform, it's like we're building a bridge between us and them. We're connecting our families right here in the Morehead City Stake to our ancestors who are literally waiting for us.
And you know what? There is a divine promise attached to your leadership in this. As you strive to organize this, as you increase these efforts, the Lord will be there to bless you. He'll bless your own families, and He will pour out blessings upon every member of your ward. That's a promise.
You know, this quote really says it all. You can't just sit back and do nothing and think that progress is magically going to happen. This work is just too important to be left to chance. It's not magic. It requires us to be intentional. It requires a simple plan, and it requires the leadership that you have been called to provide.
So let's bring this all home. The goal here is not for you to leave this explainer feeling overwhelmed. Not at all. Instead, as you gather in your councils and your presidencies, just ask one simple question. What is the one simple thing our ward can do this month, just this month, to move this sacred work forward? Thank you so much for everything you do.